What's happening, everybody? Trey here, and today reactions to the classics. We are doing another top 10 list, this time top 10 songs from debut albums. Simple enough. This is coming today courtesy of my Irish buddy, our longtime patron and supporter of RTTC, Richard. Richard, appreciate the list that you bring and exposing me and the rest of the channel to some great tunes that I've never heard of before, especially over that were made popular over in the UK all over. And so I'm looking forward to more of that today. Got some names on here that I am looking forward to. I've heard some of their stuff, but not the tunes that you got on this list. Simple enough, y'all. As the name suggests, these are all songs from debut album. So we're going to keep it simple in that regard, man. Y'all like this video, you know the drill. Give it a big thumbs up and hit that big red subscribe button. You can check out our Patreon page if you'd like to support us in any way as well, like Richard does. But all that to say, let's just get started in this list, man. We're going to start this off with Travis's track, All I Want to Do Is Rock. Richard noted this was the Scottish band's debut single off their album Good Feeling. It reached 39 in the UK. Singer Fran Healy describes it as the band's theme tune, and he actually quoted, "This was the first song I wrote which made the earth move a little bit." I mean, not literally the planet, but more just the bit that I was sitting on at that particular moment. It was also the first song we totally nailed in the studio, where all the sounds I was hearing in my head matched with what we got on tape. It was also the first song we played as the current lineup, and it also appears in the movie Hellboy 2. I haven't watched that, but if you have, hey, maybe this is going to ring a bell. As always, y'all, going to have the lyrics pulled up. Going to enjoy this one. Music won't be in YouTube, but it'll be in a link down below so you can check it out with all the music included. All that to say, man, thank you, Richard. Let's get the top 10 songs from debut albums underway. All right, All I Want to Do Is Rock, Travis. And if this is what's starting off our list here at number 10, I'm very much looking forward to what else we got. An impressive number, to be sure. Very, it stayed true to its name. All I Want to Do Is Rock. A very rocking tune. The guitar, especially with some of the feedback that was going on, a little bit of, mixed with the pedals towards the end there, kind of crunchy sounding all at once. And I thought Fran's vocal delivery was phenomenal. He really got into it and got the passion and just fury and fire that he wanted to. I think that was a brewing up inside him. He got that out in this track, man. I especially liked it whenever he just let almost scream, primal scream out towards the end there. And just lyrically, man, very nice, simple, to the point. Hey, I would really like to talk with you, girl. Do you have the time to stop? Say, like that whole hey, girl, say, the harmonizing, and that was another cool technique that Travis employed there. Just even though it was more hard rocking, had those catchy moments in sprinkled in as well. And he just notes simply, all I want to do is rock. If this was any other day, I'd turn around and walk the other way, but today I'll stay, not walk away. He's gonna stand firm kind of in his position here, and goes around with some similes and all that good stuff. But yeah, man, starting off strong here with Travis. I like that, and I might appear again in my favorites. But now we're gonna go to the track Death by White Lies. We're already getting a little foreboding right here. And Richard noted that this was from their 2008 album, To Lose My Life. Singer Harry McVeigh said he wrote it while riding to take off on a transatlantic flight for a family holiday and contemplating what would happen if the plane went down and his life was over. A bit of a morbid idea, but still a good track. I'll agree with all that you said there, Richard. But hey, man, sometimes that morbidness produces some great art. So looking forward to this. Second single they released from this, and went to 52. Somehow I think they topped the Travis track that was number 10. So Richard coming out of the gate with some wonderful tunes. And here, what I liked about it, you had the start of that synth that was light, and with that punky, post-punk sounding bass section that was really booming, and that kind of kept throughout. So you had that dichotomy there of that pleasing, light, lush synthesizer kind of going opposed to that more driving, heavier sounding bass and rhythm section that we had, and just that kind of fits where I'm going up in the air, almost in a dreamlike state in the plane. But we're talking here about some morbid type of subject matter, man. And first, he notes that I love the dreaming when I think of the safety in the clouds out my window. I wonder what keeps us up so high. I mean, when you really think about it, just airplanes and flying, and that ability is quite remarkable. You told people 150 years ago, hey man, we're going to be able to travel anywhere in the world through these heaps of metal. They think that we were crazy, but he notes, could there be a love beneath these wings? If we suddenly fall, should I scream out or keep very quiet and cling to my mouth as I'm crying, so frightened of dying? So he notes that fear that is pervading and just going over him, that kind of keeps him up, keeps him guessing here. I've only ever been in a plane one time, and I was like 5 years old, so I don't say I have a fear of flying. I just really haven't went out and done it to travel anywhere, man. I'm a homebody, but yeah, man. And then at the end with the whole refrain, yes, this fear's got a hold on me. Boom, the music just came in loud, heavy, and you just couldn't help but really just get moving and just feeling the music there. This is a song that I really felt more so than sat there and analyzed. So another really solid tune here, Richard. You're coming out of the gate on fire. Now we're going to go to Nancy Boy from the group called Placebo. Never heard of these guys, but Richard said this is off their self-titled first record. It was the fourth single off the album and reached number 4 in the UK. Due to the song's success, the album re-charted at 5, beforehand only going to number 40. That importance of those singles, man. It revolves around the themes of drug, sex, bisexuality. In 97, they said, sonically, we tried to capture a kind of drug-induced sexual rush. This came out in 1996, just an FYI. So let's see what Placebo's got for us. Nancy Boy by Placebo, bringing it in right here. And man, just from the first couple lines, you're about to be in for a trip, ladies and gentlemen. Alcoholic kind of mood, lose my clothes, lose my lube. And then he goes on to say, he's looking for somebody, it's a different partner every night. So narcotic, out of sight. What a gas, what a beautiful ass. This man, he's out here, obviously. Well, he wants those drugs. He wants the women, man. He wants that rush. And the music here was definitely the highlight for me. And it did almost have that frantic energy where you just were feeling, okay, what's next? I got to find almost that next fix, so to speak. So I thought they did a good job with the music there, kind of fitting the theme that they wanted, which is, of course, you always want. Was not crazy about the vocals, gotta admit. Kind of reminded me of some subpar, and maybe that's coming from my perspective, man. Some subpar kind of punk, pop punky stuff that you had in the mid 2000s up to like the early 2010s. That kind of nasally voice. I don't know, man. It just didn't work for me personally. Even though I did like just kind of how raw the song was, and in kind of lurid, I guess you could call it. But he goes on just describing a very vivid and descriptive kind of story, and you got that refrain, and it all breaks down at the role reversal. Got the muse in my head, she's universal. That was a catchy little melody right there as well, even if I didn't particularly like the voice that was singing it, man. So Placebo bringing that out, and obviously had that big success, man. Put them on the map, and got that album up on the charts. So that's a cool deal. And now we're gonna go to Sometime Around Midnight from the Airborne Toxic Event. What a name, bro. What a song name. What a band name as well. This is from their self-titled record in '08. Second single, went to 33 in the UK. Not bad. Song is about a night when lead singer Michael Jolette met a former girlfriend while out at a bar, during which he discovered that he still loved her. Ooh, That's always tough. That's always tough. Pour one out for Mike L right here. The entire band was present during this event. The lyrics to the song were written in isolation by Jolette over the course of the next 3 days. He noted, "I feel like the best stuff comes from struggle. Songs, movies, I don't know, probably paintings. People don't want to know just your conclusions. They want to know how you suffered. And something about that is rejuvenating for us. I don't understand completely, and that is also how it is meant to be." Well said. And as they say, man, it's hard to write content. We get our best stuff, I believe, as well from those struggles. So let's see what we got here. Wow, sometime around midnight, the Airborne Toxic event. Woo, coming in, absolute fire. Had to hit that heart in the middle of the track, man. I just loved everything about this. The storytelling was the highlight, but also just we started out with that the melancholic strings for the first 40 seconds or so. Then we got in just kind of to our normal guitar led instrumentation, but then it continued to ramp up as the story got going along until boom, we hit that end with "you just have to see her, you just have to see her," that refrain at the end, just crying out. And the lyricism was just fantastic right here, just painting that story, and just something that I think many can just put themselves in that situation, thinking, "Oh man, if I could go and talk to my ex, how would it play out? What would happen?" And he sets the scene so well. The imagery here is fantastic. The band plays some song about forgetting yourself for a while, and the piano's this melancholy soundtrack to her smile. Now, white dress she's wearing, you haven't seen her for a while, so I'm already picturing this gal, white dress. You got a fancy restaurant you're going at, and he's already getting kind of caught back up into those butterflies, I guess, the warm feeling in his heart, and smelling her perfume. You can see her lying naked in your arms, going back to those memories. And then what happens? Oh man, she leaves with someone you don't know, but she makes sure you saw her. So that's what makes me think she just came to this whole thing for this very moment, so she could make sure she could stab this man in the heart one more time, and see that hey, she's leaving with her new man now. But hey, we don't know the background. Maybe this guy was an absolute jerk. We don't know that in the story. We're getting his perspective, though. And his blood starts boiling. Your friends say, "What isn't? You look like you've seen a ghost." And, then you go down into your deep depression after that. And that's really just what, how we end up with the track, man. Sometime around midnight. It's going to be tough to bump that out of my favorite tracks at the end, man. Wonderful tune coming in at number 7 here. Now we're going to number 6, Superman's song. Get the S on the chest, ladies and gentlemen. Coming from Crash Test Dummies, released on their 91 record, The Ghosts That Haunt Me. The video for this song, Richard noted, sees singer Brad Roberts doing a eulogy at the funeral of Superman with other superheroes in attendance. Debut single off of the record, went to 4 in Canada, even charted in the US. Brad has stated that the song is clearly political, saying Superman, as cast in Superman's song, is obviously a left-wing political figure. His activity in the community is intrinsic to his being. Superman is being juxtaposed against Tarzan, who is kind of a laissez-faire capitalist type who retreats to the forest and rejects the idea of community. He wants to live in a so-called animal state, and he doesn't have to be bothered with any kind of political reality. So I always like just hearing what the artists have to say about the track. So number 6, Superman song, Crash Test Dummies. What a cool track here. I'm a big DC Comics fan, and all due respect to Marvel, they definitely have a better movie universe, but I've always related and enjoyed the backstories and lore of DC's characters more, including Superman here. So I appreciated the shout out to him, and also Solomon Grundy, who was born on a Monday, christened on a Tuesday, and I don't know the rest of the song, but it was interesting here, and I was glad that we reread the quote at the start, kind of contrasting the Tarzan, which was standing more for that do-it-yourself capitalist type of I guess, viewpoint with Superman coming in here and just even though he could have gone in, robbed a bank, done this or that, and didn't get the thanks he deserved, the money he deserved, he was still there changing in his phone booths. He kept that straight job as Clark Kent, of course, as we all know. And, he grew up as a nice farm boy in Smallville and went to the big city of Metropolis. And he had the strength, but he would not. The voice here by Brad, quite deep baritone, and that just it aided the song, I think, quite a bit. So that solemn nature to it, we were led just quite simply by that piano going in, and a bit melancholy, and it just, it was just a song that made you start thinking about all these concepts that were coming up of a guy like Superman coming in, helping us humans, and thinking, okay, who has that power and is helping us now? It sure ain't Jeff Bezos. That's for sure. I'm sorry. Y'all know I'm not a big fan of Jeff here, but anyways, man, Tarzan taking some absolute stray bullets in here as well. I love the line, Tarzan was the king of the jungle and lord over all the apes, but he could hardly string together 4 words. I, Tarzan, you, Jane. So that was just a very unique concept for a song, and definitely worthy, I think, of being on this list. So good, another good choice there, Richard. And now we're going to Radiation Vibe by Fountains of Wayne, coming in at number 5 right here. Fountains of Wayne, of course, famously known for Stacy's Mom, and that's really all I know them for. I know a couple of people have noted how musically great they are, and that it's kind of a shame they're only known for that track. So we're going to change that today. Richard noted it's a single from this record, nice upbeat pop song by, in my opinion, a very underrated band. Went to 32 in the UK. According to Chris Collingwood in '96, the song was written in less time than it takes to play. It could be about a guy who tries to do anything to get a girl to like him. It may not mean much of anything, though. When we were writing the album, Adam and I really tried not to think too hard. Hopefully that off-the-cuff thing has its appeal. Radiation Vibe by Fountains of Wayne coming in here, number 5, and that power pop, the chorus by far the highlight for me, and especially we go in with the shine on, shine on, shine on, incessant with that riff. Had a bit of a almost not psychedelic in a sense, but really manipulating the guitar and the sounds with just kind of throughout that first and second verse, which gave it some unique texture to this track when you think you're maybe just going to get a straight up kind of power pop, little rock inspired tune here, and some lyricism here that was pretty comical as well at different points, talking about losing the monkey on his back, and then maybe being with his girlfriend again. Like they said, man, it maybe took less time to write than it did to play. He says he didn't mean it was just a dumb ape reading Playboy on your couch. So this man's reading Playboy on his girlfriend's couch. Not the best move, not something I would suggest you doing, but hey man, this guy went for it. He got injured, but hey, he can still croon and make the girls swoon. Isn't that the way life's supposed to be? Just a lovely track here. I see it's actually the opener of their self-titled album, and that's another note. How many of these have been off of self-titled albums? I guess that's, and when you really think about it, that for debuts, people like to do that, and Fountains of Wayne no different here. And definitely a sound that I quite enjoyed. Obviously, a bit more, I think, melodically pleasing and sophisticated than Stacy's Mom is. So I'm gonna have to check out some more Fountains of Wayne here. And just one of those songs that, I don't know, it lifts your spirits a bit, even if maybe the subject matter isn't supposed to per se. But now we're gonna go to the Stone Roses, Elephant Stone. I'm looking forward to this one. Richard noted it's not strictly off of the Stone Roses, another one, self-titled album, which we have a full album reaction to. My dad and I did that about 6 months ago. It's great, but this actually isn't on there. It was on the track list, though, for the US release of the record, and also appears on the 20th anniversary release, Great drum intro to this one. So I haven't heard this track since we did the original UK release of the record. It was the third single, though, written by singer Ian Brown and guitarist John Squire, who is one of my favorite guitarists really of all time. The more I listen to the Stone Roses, love the tone that he sets. It was inserted as an additional track into the track listing on some overseas pressings of the debut in 1989. The single was produced by New Order bassist Peter Hook, a great talent and group in their own right, and the B-side Full Fathom 5 is essentially an alternate single mix of Elephant Stone played in reverse. So another little tidbit there. I know on the Stone Roses record they played with that idea as well on the track listing, playing a tune in reverse. So I'm looking forward to this one. Let's get going with it. All right, Elephant Stone by the Stone Roses coming in here, number 4. And as I was mentioning in the reaction a little bit, I wish this was included on that stellar debut album. But I mean, it's so good anyway. But I think this would have been worthy. You know, its quality was up there to be included, in my opinion. But shout out to Alan Wren, obviously on the drum kit. I thought he was just marvelous. That intro, as you noted, Richard, I was keeping an ear out for it since you specifically noted it, and it didn't let me down, especially in the mixing. It was very high up there, very bombastic, had that New Order touch based on that Peter Hook production. So just wonderful. A bit of that psychedelic twinge and feeling on this track as well. A bit hazy, and that reflects the whole. Seems like there's a hole in my dreams. Just kind of getting the vibe that this man either is going through a breakup or a tough time, or maybe there's some drug use in there. Whatever the case may be, I'll listen to this more and kind of see if my interpretation clears up a little bit. But again, a bit of a kind of a fantastical imagery coming in there. Burst into heaven, kiss in the cotton clouds, and the just the instrumentation there. You had the keys really going in, and I thought Squire, though he wasn't like the highlight instrumentally of this song, anytime he is on a track, he seems to bump it up a level. And then you got the light vocals of Ian Brown going in there. Man, Stone Roses, I'm never gonna turn them down being on a top 10 list or being featured on the channel. This was no exception. And now, man, we're gonna go to Stereophonics and their track Traffic. We're in the top 3, ladies and gentlemen. Richard said it's from the album Word Gets Around, 4th single from the Welsh band, reached 20 in the UK. Always been a big fan of vocalist Kelly Jones, and we found that the lyrics originate from when Jones and his bandmates were stuck in traffic on the motorway, looking at all the other drivers and making all sorts of assumptions about them. I guess taking people watching to driver watching here. The song specifically focuses on one woman upon whom Jones finds himself fixated as he tries to think of different reasons as to where she is going and why. Traffic, Stereophonics, bringing it here as we enter our top 3, and musically, I thought it was just the perfect blend of the as I mentioned, the keyboards, that organ humming in the background through a lot of the track. Guitar work was stellar, and as you mentioned, Richard, I don't believe I've ever heard a track from Stereophonics, so to hear Kelly Jones for the first time, he has a voice that is oddly welcoming, just for some reason, and I was hanging on the words he was saying. Again, with much of this top 10 list, great storytelling, again setting the scene here, talking about this gal, and then we get some deeper stuff in here, whereas you think maybe on the surface, he just sees a pretty looking woman and thinks about what it would be like to be with her, or this or that. You talk dirty to a priest, it makes them human at least, but is she running away to start a brand new day, or is she going home? Why is she driving alone? Just almost that stream of consciousness style of writing, just thinking, okay, what's up with this woman? What's her story? And that is a thing that you don't think about as you're driving on the highway or what else. You have all these hundreds of people on the road with you, all going to their own destinations at their unique points in life. and you're just a passerby in their story as they are a passerby in yours. And that kind of and kind of going in the third verse, you had those are models' legs, but are they women's or are they men's? So that was a bit of a puzzling line. But he notes that maybe she missed a payment on the loan, this or that, keeping up with the best, waiting tables. Does she teach kids how to read? Is she a prostitute? Is she a nurse? Have I got it all wrong? One look and you were gone. Boom, the traffic's gone, and she's gone too, never to be seen again, presumably. And he asks those questions. Is anybody going anywhere? Everybody's got to be somewhere. And so a bit, I think, deeper than just what you might think on the surface and listening, oh man, this is a catchy tune. And that's why I always like having the lyrics pulled up, man. So hit on the lyrics, hit on the instrumentation, and that was a hit for me, man. And now we're going to go to Live Forever by Oasis from their record Definitely Maybe, which has been on my list for ages to listen to, but I haven't yet. So Richard getting the jump on me here so I can kind of be pushed to listen to this. It is Oasis's first top 10 hit, and Liam Gallagher always says it is his favorite Oasis track. Written by Noel, though, third single. Noel wrote the song in '91 before he joined Oasis, inspired by the Rolling Stones tune Shine a Light, which is on Exile on Main Street, one of my favorites off of that. And if I remember correctly, I think it was written kind of as a cry and a call for help to Brian Jones for his drug use. But anyway, I digress. It features a basic song structure and lyrics with an optimistic outlook that contrasted with the attitude of the grunge bands popular at the time. Was the first Oasis single, as I mentioned, to enter the top 10 and garnered a lot of success. And the song was instrumental in helping the band secure their record deal with Creation Records. Reflecting on the song, or on when he first heard the song, Creation boss Alan McGee said, "It was probably the single greatest moment I've ever experienced with them." Noel attempted to contrast Oasis and Nirvana and Kurt and himself. The main difference, as Noel stated, was, quote, "Here was a guy who had everything and was miserable about it, and we had nothing, and I still thought that getting up in the morning was the greatest effing thing ever, because you didn't know where you'd end up at night." Definitely a unique way to look at things. Obviously, the Gallaghers are, they're never shy about voicing their opinions, man. So I'm looking forward to this one as we get into number 2. Oasis, Live Forever, coming in here. One of, I can say first listen, already in probably my top 5 Oasis tracks. And I know Oasis is a quite polarizing band, to say the least. I've talked with many subscribers. Some really, really love them. Some absolutely despise them. I don't know a lot of people that are just kind of in the middle on them. I particularly like them. We reviewed What's the Story, Morning Glory. Thought that was obviously a great record. But I didn't grow up whenever it was released and those songs were being played constantly. And I know that the personality of Liam and Noel can be a bit of a turn-off to some people as well. But I thought Liam killed the vocal performance, and I can't hear him say the word maybe without thinking of Wonderwall. But after I got through that, man, it was smooth sailing. And that guitar work by, it says Noel was on guitar here, and he absolutely destroyed it. Best guitar work I've heard in any Oasis track as well. That solo was fantastic. Just a great blend of that pop and that pop rock catchiness that Oasis is so known for. I thought the melody here was, again, quite fantastic, and there's optimism in this as well. This is kind of what I was saying at the start, that hey, maybe their lives weren't going 100% great or whatever, but he knows, maybe I just want to fly, want to live, I don't want to die. Again, kind of showing that contrast between them and Nirvana. Nirvana, one of my favorite groups, man, and I think that shows, though, that there's obviously in your musical landscape and repertoire, I think it's good to have bands like Nirvana whenever you're feeling down and maybe need to have somebody to relate to in those feelings, but also you need tunes like this to lift you up, man, and remind you that hey, man, there's some positivity out in there, and you and I are gonna live forever. I just love that message, and and just the way that this song was constructed, everything about it just seemed to hit a high point for me. And I think the outro and the guitar solo were the highlight for me. That whole refrain of "You and I are gonna live forever, gonna live forever, gonna live forever." A lot of kind of emotion and stuff packed into that, and that optimism just even in the midst of a trying situation you're in was just prevalent throughout the tune. So really enjoyed that one. And now number one, ladies and gentlemen, on Richard's top 10 songs from debut records, we have Little Baby Nothing from Manic Street Preachers. I've covered them. They actually appeared on a top 10 Britpop list we did. They appeared on a couple other song reactions. We did the Seven Stone song that was really powerful about the eating disorder. That was one that really stood out to me. But this track was taken from Generation Terrorist, features vocals by adult film star Tracy Lords. James Dean Bradfield originally wanted Kylie Minogue on here, but she was unavailable. The song is about the exploitation of women, probably the best live band I've ever seen perform. This is the sixth and final single from the record, and James described the song as an attempt to write something the E Street Band might play. That's cool. And the song is about the sexual exploitation of a woman, and Tracy Lords agreed to a duet with the band. Bradfield said that we needed somebody, a symbol, a person that could actually symbolize the lyrics and justify them to a certain degree. Tracy was more than happy to do it. She saw the lyrics and she had an immediate affinity with them. It was definitely easy to incorporate her personality into the lyrics, and I think she was a great symbol. She sounds like a female Joey Ramone to me. All right, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to this one. Sounds like it's going to be bring up some nice discussion points. Then after that, y'all, my favorite tracks. Great list, Richard. Let's finish her out. Little Baby Nothing, finishing off our list, coming in at 1. Definitely the most powerful, thought-provoking tune, I think, on this list. Loved the way that James and Tracy were playing off each other and then later harmonizing. I thought that was a bit symbolic as well, and probably intentional in the harmonizing vocals together. And, just starting off describing James's saying, I thought this was especially poignant, they need your innocence, talking about males, to steal vacant love and to destroy your beauty and virginity, used like toys. A lot of, especially younger guys' mindset is, man, I gotta go and sleep with this woman, take her virginity, this or that. Yet on the female side of things, if you're not a virgin, you're viewed maybe as a slut, or if you are a virgin, you're viewed as a prude, and there's a kind of no in between there. Whereas guys, we're not really judged like that, man. And Tracy, I think, being in the industry she is, man, I thought it added a bit more power. So that was a good job by the Manic Street Preachers bringing it in. She was saying, my mind is dead. Everybody loves me, wants a slice of me. She notes, hold me in your arms. I want to be your only possession. And then we get the kind of the theme of the track, used by men. And then, we can kind of just continue to play on that theme throughout the rest of the track. Tracy notes that nobody reached her. She says, all the world does not exist to me. My life's just an old man's memory. And then James continues to go on that. Little Baby Nothing, sexually free, made up to break up, assassinated beauty. Like all these very powerfully descriptive words, just going in with the words that, you think in a positive sense with the beauty and this and that. Very well done there. And we go to the ending line. We are the useless sluts that they mold. Rock and roll is our epiphany, culture, alienation, boredom, and despair. It was interesting to have, and I know this was, again, likely intentional, a bit of that upbeat, kind of late 80s, early 90s sounding pop tune. And we're going in with the track that is so heavy thematically and really makes you think. And so between this and the Seven Stone song, which was about the eating disorder, I see that MSP, man, they don't hold back, and I appreciate and respect them for doing that. Like that tune. And now, speaking of liking tunes, we're going to go to my favorite tracks. This is going to be tough to narrow down, but I'm going to go with Sometime Around Midnight by the Airborne toxic event. And we're also going to go with Live Forever by Oasis and Elephant Stone by the Stone Roses, with honorable mentions to Travis's All I Want to Do Is Rock, Little Baby Nothing. Traffic was great as well. And man, I really did enjoy all the tunes on here. The only kind of miss for me was Placebo's Nancy Boy, just because I wasn't huge on the vocals. But that's just a minor gripe here. Richard, man, you have a high bar between your Irish indie list that you did, and you did the list that corresponded to numbers. That was really tight. And so you knocked it out of the park, though, yet again, my friend. Let us know down below, y'all, what your favorite tunes were from here, and just in general, your favorite tunes from debut records. And be sure to give Richard some love in the comments as well. And until next time, y'all, thanks for watching, happy listening, and I will see you next time.